Welcome back to the channel. It's your guy Al Train. Appreciate y'all for rocking with me again. Got another mindset video. Just gonna talk about how the grind isn't glamorous, man. The level up journey, self-improvement journey is not gonna be for everybody because everybody doesn't have supporters. Everybody's not gonna have friends and family who are gonna rock with them. You know, most people don't have fans and people asking for autographs. That's usually for the small 1%, 10% of celebrities or actors and entertainers and things like that. So this grind's gonna get lonely, bro. It's gonna get lonely for a lot of people. It's gonna get cold for a lot of people too, because everybody's not gonna be on the same page that you're on when you wanna, live a healthier life, when you wanna eliminate devices, when you wanna improve your financial situation. You gotta start assessing your circle of people and who you want to bring along this path, because if you're pursuing greatness, you can't bring 30 people with you. A lot of times you got to go be great yourself and then bring a few people along the way. And if they want to adopt the philosophies, if they want to adopt the habits, then you got a strong team. But a lot of times people don't. People want to stay average. People remain average. They go to an average job they don't like, with coworkers they can't stand, and then they complain on the internet instead of actually taking steps to improve their situation. So when you go on this journey and it feels like you're all by yourself, just understand that's part of the process. And a lot of the applause and the support, it comes after the sacrifice. It comes after the discipline. It comes after you start making some progress to whatever goal you're trying to get. Maybe it's you're building up a business, or you're trying to level up in your company or your career. You're getting another skill set, computer training, or maybe you work in blue collar and you're getting a certification and you're just building and you're growing. People start to see like, yo, damn, fam's been grinding, man. I haven't seen homie in a minute. It's been like 3-4 months, but he's been putting in the work behind closed doors, and he's been grinding behind closed doors, and you've been doing what you're supposed to do, and you've been avoiding the parties, you've been avoiding the drama, you've been avoiding the sketchy people, people always trying to take advantage of you. So you start to get some applause when you start to get some movement and some motion. So just understand it doesn't really come on day one, doesn't come overnight. So don't trip when you don't have that admiration from the people around you at first. You got to get some results. Next thing, man, a lot of the real successful people that I've been around and I've seen, a lot of them move in the shadows. They don't telegraph all their moves. They're not, screaming from the mountaintops every time they get a big deal or promotion. They tell a few small people, have a little celebration, take the win, stack it up, and on to the next thing, on to the next project, on to the next week, on to the next move, on to the next hustle, on to the next project. Because when you step out of the shadows and you start telling everybody what you got going on, it opens the door for people to sabotage the situation. It opens the door for people to hate on you. A lot of people that will be hating on you on the low. They don't really want you to succeed. They want you to get to a certain level, but not a level better than them. They want you to get to a certain part in your career, but they don't want you to be the supervisor. So you got to keep that in mind. So a lot of times it's best for you just to grind in the shadows, do what you got to do, handle business accordingly, and it's a need to know situation, man. It's a need to know basis. Everybody don't need to know what you got going on, what your plans, what your moves, what your hustle is, what the next 5 steps of your goal are going to be. It's not up to them. They don't need to know. All right. A lot of times they'll try to talk you out of it. You want to become a doctor. You want to become an engineer. You want to be an entertainer. You want to write a book, and they'll tell you how all those things won't work out for you because they can't envision it for yourself, and they can't envision it for themselves. Next thing up, bro. Like, when you start leveling up and you start going on this self-development journey, self-improvement journey, you're going to feel like you're missing out. You're missing out on the parties, you're missing out on the clubs, you're missing out on some of the things that you used to do. But truth be told, like, you're building a new person. It's like you're building a new lifestyle. And if you keep doing the same things, you'll get the same results. So when you're leveling up, you're not really missing out. You're just improving your lifestyle by eliminating certain things that don't help you get to your goal. So don't think of it as you're missing out. Oh, someone so had a party, it was lit, and you missed it. Man, you was writing that book, bro. You was hitting the gym. You was eating healthy. You was staying out the way. You wasn't getting caught up with the cops. You wasn't getting in some drama. You didn't really miss nothing. There'll be another party 2 weeks from now. There'll be another party next year. There'll be another party Christmas time. So Don't let that get you down, that you're kind of missing out on the little things that don't even really matter 5 years, 10 years down the road. Next thing, when you start this grind, you will see how people will spend the block. People who didn't believe in you in the early stages will come around and try to be your biggest cheerleader. They'll ask for advice. They'll want the game plan. They want your strategies. They want to know your mindset, what books that you read. But in the beginning, they were telling you, oh, don't do that. Don't do that. That's too risky. But now that you got it popping, now that you leveled up, now they want to spend the block and figure out what you did, and they want to copy your style. So be careful and beware of that, because that's going to happen. Promise you, that's going to happen. The last thing, and this is very, very important, man. This is why locking in is so important. Once you become comfortable being alone, once you become comfortable, with a small circle of people, and you become good at what you're doing, and you just keep getting better and better and better, you understand the power of locking in and eliminating distractions. And so now any other goal seems much more attainable. So let's say you had a goal of locking in, of losing weight, and you lost 25 pounds in a year. Now you starting that business doesn't seem like this mountain of things that you have to do to overcome. Like, all right, man, I dedicated myself for a year to this and I successful. What if I dedicate just 1 year to this? And you don't have to be, your business doesn't have to take off and be worth $1 million in 1 year, because most businesses fail in the first couple of years anyway. But you just get the basics, right? So now you're like, okay, if I locked in on business, I locked into my fitness. What if I lock in on my finances and I got these bills I got to pay? I got these debt I got to pay off. What if I stop going here? What if I stop spending this? What if I stop buying that? And then you apply that to another area of your life. And then next thing you know, you just become a person who can just see a task, see a goal, have a vision. You can lock in, isolate yourself from the bullshit, improve, get better, make it happen, improve, get better, make another thing happen. And then you just rinse and repeat. You just rinse and repeat. And then now you become somebody 5 years from now, 10 years from now, that people are like, damn, homie came up. Yo, how did he do that? Man, and they was doing the same shit for 5, 10 years. They were just doing the same thing. But you switch it up, you start reading books, you start taking your health seriously, you start taking your finances seriously, you start rocking with the right people, you level up your circle of friends, and look where you're at. So for anybody out here on this self-development grind and self-improvement journey, if you're really on the grind right now and you're feeling like, you're all by yourself and you don't have a lot of people, man, there's millions of people here just like you. Everybody's just on their own time. Everybody's on their own journey. Everybody's in their own lane. So don't get discouraged, man. Stay on the right path. Keep doing the thing, man. Embrace your journey. All right. This is the message for today, man. If you like this type of content, hit the like button, leave a comment, subscribe to the vibe. You know what to do. I'm up out of here. Peace.